my nose is like cold.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, look at that. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Witches Winging It with me, Buffy, and my co-host with the most, my sister from another mister, my witchy poo, Jen. Jen, how are you, hun?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm just amazing. Peachy, how are you? As soon as I get this thing off my screen. Oh, what happened? Hey. Let me see here. I just booted myself off the air. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you.
Oh, you can see me too?
Oh,
Okay.
well, now you just went. Now it's just a black square.
Now it's just a black square. You know what? Things are just, I don't know today.
I see. Well, nope. Now you're gone. Well, it wouldn't be a show for us without some issues.
Where'd you go, Buffy?
I just disappeared.
Where'd you go, Buffy?
I disappeared. Can y'all see
Get back
me?
here.
Can you see me now?
Yep.
Good Lord, something swiped across my screen and I went to go remove it because I couldn't see anything. And of course, see, this is why we don't touch things. This is why we don't touch things. We do not touch stuff ever. I'm just amazing tonight with that little mishap right there. Well, listen, Friday is Halloween. Can you believe that already?
I know. I'm so excited it's on a Friday this year.
I know. I think, do you have a lot of kids in your neighborhood? Because we have none.
We do, and I'm not so sure that it's all from this neighborhood. But we do get a lot of travel through. We had one night, it was a group of people came up to our door, and we were, putting candy in all their bags. And finally, the mom looked over and she was like, "Where exactly are we?" And I was like, and I'm like telling her where she's at, and I was like, "Why?" I was like, what direction did you come from? And she's like, she goes, "We started from our house all the way in Browntown." And I'm like, "And you walked all the way up here?" I was like, "It's like almost 10 o'clock. I was like, "You got a heck of a walk back." I was like, "You really need to start making your way out to Boxwood."
Yeah, because you will, yeah.
So we do get a lot of people, but I think like last year, I think we went through 8 large bags of candy, and we shut it down and called it done. But they start around here early too. So I think like around 5 o'clock, you got your first ones, like the younger ones coming through, and then it's just a steady stream until about between 9 and 10.
Yeah, we hey Dave. Dave Cummings is in the chat. He's on our YouTube channel in the chat.
Hi, Dave.
We used to get a lot of kids when I was younger. However, they don't come in the city anymore. They refuse to come in the city anymore. And that's a shame, because I guess they figure it's because there's all elderly people in the city and nobody keeps their lights on anymore. My entire street, if I shut my light off, is black. No one puts their light on. Nope.
A lot of people don't participate in it like they used to, and it's a shame. Bruce and I, we like to, decorate and stuff. We didn't get to this year because we just had other things going on. But I mean, normally we would decorate out front and dress up and hand out candy, and I give the larger kids a hard time when they show up with no costume. And
of course,
but that's just I guess because we're Gen X, so we were raised with you go out, you dress up, you get your candy. It's Happy Halloween, thank you, and that was just what the night was, and it's not quite like that anymore. And I do see, because I see a lot of that in my neighborhood with every year it seems like less and less lights are on.
And that's terrible. That makes the kids not want to enjoy themselves. It makes them not want to come out. If I was home, I'd actually, I would actually do it. But with me, with spooky season happening and Halloween being on a Friday and all this stuff, I will be home for a little bit and I will put my light on and hopefully some kids will come by. But we don't get many at all. And it's a shame because I remember being a kid and having, oh my gosh, the street was littered. And I didn't really move from this block at all. Lived here, was pretty much raised here, lived here a great majority of my life. And there were a zillion kids when I was growing up going out for Halloween. And now, I guess it's just lost its fascination. Maybe I don't know, but it's a shame. And let the kids have fun for crying out loud, will you? Just be nice for crying out loud. We should have a bunch of those little traders. I like November 1st for the candy sale. Charles goes. That's why he loves it, for the candy sales.
It's not just the candy sale; it's the Halloween decorations too.
Yeah, you
I
know
made
what?
it at Michael's.
You watch me Saturday morning and Sunday morning. My butt's going to be outside at Target. I'm going to be at Michael's getting my 50% off to decorate my new office where I will be at work. I'm going to make it even more spookier than it already is. People already avoid it like the Black Plague, but it keeps the people who want to be social butterflies away from me. Just get away, kid. You're bothering me. Get away from my desk. Any hoodles. I actually thought of a topic this time. I didn't leave you in the dark. Poor Jen. She's been pulling the weight so much on this show with topics. And I just came out with one, and it was because I was questioned by a friend of mine who said, recently I've been waking up a lot between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. And I just feel really weird about it. And I don't know what to think about it. Is there a reason why we wake up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning in patterns, or almost it seems like every night, that we're waking up between the hours of 3 and 4 o'clock, certain people. And Jen, you had a good medical answer for that. Cortisol. It's high cortisol level.
I mean, technically, depending on the age, it could also be the melatonin peak, but
right
in my age bracket, it's cortisol.
Yeah, you're just stressed, which can be a medical reason for it. But excuse me while I wet my whistle. I kind of went the more metaphysical because we are witches winging it. And there is an absolute reason why people wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning, or they have lucid dreaming between 3 and 4 in the morning. Like they remember bits and pieces of it, and what they remember of it was really weird and really far out. Or they will have that dream, and I'm pretty sure everybody in our chat has had that experience, including myself. You may have had it, Jen, where you feel like you're falling and then you wake up suddenly before you hit the ground kind of thing. Okay. Well, there is a reason for that, a metaphysical reason for that. And it has to deal with the Akashic Records. Now, I don't know, how much do you know? We discussed this prior to going on here. Tim says he calls it getting ready for work. What? He's so, Tim, I swear, I really do. Is true sales and it's a good thing you have a new office now. It's about time they recognize you. This is true sales is a good thing. Well, I try, honey. I really, really try. But how much do you know about the Akashic Records?
I don't know much about that, so this will definitely be a learning experience for me. And
Okay.
I'll throw out some questions when my brain cogs get turning.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that your brain cogs are going to get a moving away as soon as you hear this. If nobody has heard of Akashic Records, the Akashic Records, what it is if you think about it, excuse me, it is a giant library or a database in the ether of every single person, and it records every single thing they've ever done, will do, the outcome, their journey, their spiritualism, and why they do the things that they do. So if you've had a traumatic experience, or if you've had a bad habit and you just can't seem to break it, you don't understand why, you want to know what your journey is or why you're here on this planet, there are people that can read your Akashic Records in in a deep meditative state. You kind of think of it as your city library. I kind of think of it as the ghostly library, and the one running it, I imagine, is the Ghostbusters secretary. The one who says, "Yeah, what do you want?" With the glasses way down. "Yeah, what do you want?" Or, "We got one. Does it have legs? Is it free floating, or is it a phantasm?" That person is the one who kind of like runs the library.
Mm-hmm.
And in your Akashic Records, or in the Akashic Records, it also talks about sacred numerology. It is where all the sacred geometry, sacred numerology, sacred practices is kept. Akasha, I believe it is in I don't think it's Sumerian. I think it is in Sanskrit. That Akasha means ether. So that's what we talk about Akashic Records. They're in the ether. They're somewhere out there, up there in the outers of the spaces. Unfortunately, I'm getting ready for work. That's my rise and shine time. We have Tim still talk about when he gets up in the morning. But you can reach them and you can get information about your Akashic Records, but it takes a lot of practice. I think the librarian needs a raise having to deal with Charles says that he thinks the librarian needs a raise dealing with his Akashic Records. I think she needs a raise dealing with my records as well, as I'm sure most of you out there. So why is it that you think that you wake up at between 3 and 4 every morning, Jen?
I don't know. Sometimes I do wake up after lucid dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I have lucid dreams every night. I don't always wake up every night between 3 and 4. But when I do, there's usually a dream that I just had that was, crazy and I can't understand what was going on. Or some nights it's because I'm being woke up because I'm hearing somebody call my name and that wakes me up. So it's between the two.
Wow. Sherry Roberts, I was thinking the same thing, cortisol and menopause. Hey, Sherry. Sherry Roberts is in the chat. She's in on our YouTube channel. I'm flipping back and forth, so if you see me looking at the opposite direction, I'm looking at my computer. But well, what they say about the times of 3 and 4 a.m. is, with the Akashic Records, it states that between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m. is when the magnetic field around the earth is at its quietest. It is when other timelines, other beings, the veil, we call it the veil or the thinning of the veil. They also call it the witching hour between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m. They call it the witching hours because that's at the times when spirit can come and visit more often. It's not just, Halloween. It's not all Hallows Eve that where the veil is at its thinnest. There are several times during the year. Specifically at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning is when the magnetic force field or the field around the earth is at its quietest. That allows for spirit, other dimensional beings, including aliens, extraterrestrials. We were taught that they don't like to be called aliens. So ETs and other beings can come and speak to you. Between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m. is when you are at your deepest REM sleep as well. That is when your body is at its deepest rest, where your brain is more worried about your breathing, your circulation, your heartbeat, and your lungs. It's not worried about anything else. So it kind of like lowers the force field or lowers the beams, so that it can focus on just basic life support systems, keeping you awake. The reason you have lucid dreams, that's when spirit likes to wake me up to talk. Yeah, we know about that, Desiree. Desiree is in the chat. She said that's the time when spirit likes to wake me up and wants to talk through a conduit, through her husband most of the time. But with that being said, so those are the hours where spirit can really get to you. The reason you have vivid dreams, they also say that between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m., because the electric magnetic field is so thin or at its quietest, you are getting downloads from the spirit realm. Those who are most likely clairsentient or clairvoyant, those are the people that are having lucid dreams. I mean, far out dreams. They feel like they've been somewhere. They feel like people are talking to them. That is when spirit or other beings from other realms talk to you, not just the clairvoyant or the clairsentient. That's the people who feel it the strongest. But you as normal human beings have that ability as well. It's something that has been forgotten, that your psyche just threw in the back of the bus and decided that it was going to lock it up. They speak to you. You are getting genetic DNA upgrades or upcoding in your genetics. You are receiving message. You at this point can even slip timelines. Ever woken up and you feel like you went somewhere and you were actually doing things, like you could actually touch stuff, and you felt that your dream was so real that you could actually feel, the countertops, or you could feel knobs and buttons and all kinds of stuff, like you were fooling with gadgets. You were slipping timelines. 3 and 4 a.m. is when people, most of the time, astral project. Whether it be on purpose or by accident. Now don't get it wrong. There are people that know how to astral project. We all could astral project if we wanted to. we just have to learn how to sit quietly and meditate enough and hard enough to get to that certain wavelength of frequency to where you can astral project yourself. Okay. A lot of people claim it takes a really long time to be able to learn how to do that. But for those of us who do it accidentally, you can be astral projecting yourself. They call it the great walkabout. When your spirit decides that, hey, I want to learn something new. I want to give her something new that she would never try on her own because she's inhibited, because she's awake. So let's teach her. You are also receiving teachings. You can be getting teachings or downloads during 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning from your higher self. Doesn't have to be anybody but you. From your higher self. You can be getting downloads of trainings, teachings, one-ups on elevating your frequency through your higher self. This is when it is most important to pay attention to that 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. The 3 and the 4 o'clock in the morning is important. If you wake up during that time and you do the kind of thing where you've had a vivid dream or a lucid dream, you're like, and you wake yourself up or you scare yourself awake, do not panic. The Akashic Records teach us a way to continue those downloads coming. And that is, if you wake up, do not struggle with it. Don't be like, what the hell's going on here? I don't know why I woke up. Oh, God. Don't turn over and just struggle to go back to sleep or put it off. There is an easier way and a more gentler way to do it. And continue to receive downloads from your spirit guides, from higher beings, to continue your time slips, continuing your upgrading of your DNA, genetic upcoding. You know how you've like, oh, I don't know, I didn't know how to do this, I just did it. I've never known how to do this. I just worked at it one day and it happened, and I happened to be good at it. Could it be that you received a genetic upcoding in the middle of the night? You know how to do something? They tell you in the Akashic Records to, when you wake up at 3 and 4, don't struggle. Don't be resistant at that time. It is with purpose that spirit, the other realms, the other dimensions, and other beings are coming to you at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. They wouldn't just be doing this for shits and giggles. This is with purpose.
I lost you.
Do that in an internet system. Here we go. Look at that. We're back, honey. Can you see me now?
I can see you. I can hear you.
Okay. Do not struggle. They tell you to take a deep breath, right? Put your hand over your heart and open your heart chakra. Take a deep breath and whisper, I am listening. And just sit there quietly. And they say 9 times out of 10, you will be able to hear a voice answer you, respond to you. The big thing is submitting to that moment. They talk about numerology, how the 3 and 30. Usually they say 3:30 in the Akashic Records, but I said between 3 and 4. Between 3:30 and 4 o'clock is according to the Akashic Records. 3 is a divine number. 3 is the number in numerology for the divine, the spiritual, the evolutionized. And 30 is the number for intuitive learning. It is the number that they use for gaining knowledge. It's the number that they use for stretching your mind and stretching your light. So that's what the combination between the 3 and the 30 have, especially in the Akashic Records. Akashic Records also deals with numerology and sacred geometry. What do you think about that? Anybody? Mind blown yet? Mind blown.
I'm listening to it and like my brain's like, it's a spiritual matrix is what it sounds like with the downloading of everything.
Yes.
But I mean, yeah, it definitely, I mean, I could see how a lot of things like, I mean, some of it makes sense and the other of it is just kind of like, wow, like it's way more than I thought.
Mm-hmm. They're saying that everybody has the ability to be clairvoyant, clairsentient, and to have the ability, even the ability to be telepathic. That it is something that is ingrained in our DNA that we just forgot to learn how to use. That it has remained dormant. And a lot of the Akashic Records talks about submittance or submitting, letting go of every stereotype of everything that you've ever heard about being scared. There is nothing to be scared of. This is what you were meant to do. This was your purpose. You know. So what they suggest doing and what I suggest doing, and you've heard me say this multiple times, Jen, is to keep that book by your bed. Your journal, your dream journal. All right. What you're going to do is if you've ever woken up at between 3 and 4 in the morning, and you don't struggle to turn over and be frustrated and try to fall asleep, because it's not going to happen, because then you're just going to wake up more resistant and grumpy. Do what they tell you to do. Just sit there, pull all your energy and be mindful of your heart chakra and your third eye. Open it up. And you whisper, I am listening and I am ready to receive. Then take your book and your pen and just sit there quietly. And write down every little thing that you've noticed between the hours of 3 and 4, if you're still awake. It doesn't matter how obscure you think it is or how silly you think it is. Write it down. Smells that you may smell, sounds that you may hear, any of that, write it down. Don't try to understand it. Write it down. This is what I always tell you. Whenever you've had a dream or something that is repetitive, like a dream that you're trying to make sense of, every night that it wakes you up or every morning when you wake up, write down what you remember of the dream, the date, and the date. With the Akashic Records, they tell you that if you continue to do this, you'll start to see patterns of what these ancient beings, what your higher self, what your guardian angels, what your spirit guides, Some of them were even aliens speaking to ET. Time slipping, astral projecting. You will start to see patterns, and then it will start to make sense. The more that it makes patterns, and the more you start to understand those patterns, the easier it will be for you to be able to do this even while you are awake. Your dream states, your daydreams. You ever been caught daydreaming? Or you're just staring into nothing? You're not even
Staring
blinking?
into nothing.
Yeah.
Not so sure what was going through my brain at the time, but I was definitely staring off.
Right. And somebody's had to call you like 5 or 6 times. Go, Jen. And then you go, what? Huh? And you finally wake up. You're like, what? You were getting downloads while you were awake. Your brain and your higher self were actually switching yourself off from the outside world to pay attention. It's like, ooh, Jen, pay attention. Over here. Okay. Stop.
That's interesting.
The more you do it, the more you will start to realize, the more knowledge you will gain, and the more abilities you will gain. Everybody's got abilities. This is what I've been trying to tell you jokers for years. Jokers, look at that. I said you jokers. This is what I've been trying to tell you for years. Everybody's got some kind of ability. It's not the same. Not everybody is the same. We're like snowflakes. Each one of us is different. Some people with gifts are just stronger than others. Right? Maybe it's the way they were brought up. Maybe it's because their family realized they had gifts and they didn't shy away from teaching them about them or letting them use them. You know what I mean? By saying that. You've all got the ability to do this. This is what the Akashic Records talks about. You all have the ability. The Sumerians even knew that you all had abilities. Basically, the elders and the ancestors of the Sumerians are sitting on the astral plane going, the hell happened with you people? We were trying to teach you, and then all of a sudden you just forgot. It's like you had a brain fart for 1,000 years. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You all inherently have the ability to do this, and nobody, you're all like, oh, you're gifted. Okay, so are you.
Well, they say everybody's brain has the ability to do all that stuff. It's just our brain is not open to allow it because we haven't trained it. We don't know how to use it.
But what if you were trying to shut off a memory or something traumatic that happened while you were doing it? And you're just refusing. You are doubting yourself. What if your doubt is the biggest killjoy of you trying to make it to that next level?
Good question.
People say, oh, I can't do that. Yes, you can. We all can. Just that some people are in a couple grades ahead of you. Because they weren't afraid. The whole point of the Akashic Records is that anybody can link up to them. It is a free library for everybody that has all the answers to everything, from time travel to time slips to generational traumas to healing. You're even in that 3 to 4 o'clock. The Akashic Records say that you can be even being healed from generational curses, generational trauma, and generational contracts. You can also be receiving contracts. spiritual contracts from other beings.
That's crazy.
You can be visiting yourself in your past life that you already had. You can be getting the answers to that deja vu that you had 3 days ago. Like, you know what? I know I've been here before, but I haven't. But then why do I remember a farmhouse being over there and a mailbox being right there? But now they're not there. Everything else looks the same.
Yeah.
That is up to you. It is a gigantic library. It's like a gigantic Encyclopedia Britannica. But it's in the etheric. Up there. The only trick is trying to teach you how to connect to it through meditative states. You have to hit the right frequency at the right time. That's why meditation is so important. Even with the Kundalini believe in the Akashic Records. That's how they get their mystic abilities. They get downloads. They go to bed every night, right? They meditate. And if you can do this, and what do I always say? How many minutes do I want everybody to meditate, Jen? Anybody out there in the chat? How many minutes? Yes.
30?
Huh?
30?
How many minutes, Charles, Desiree? How many minutes do I tell you all to meditate? But
5.
5 minutes.
I don't even know if I could get relaxed in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. What is stopping you from relaxing? Is it yourself?
It could be a cross between, just what's going on in my environment around me. It could be if I get a chance to, have a quiet spot, then it's my brain. My brain's just constantly going.
Natural for me to wake up between 3 and 4. Charles says it makes him more natural for him to wake up between 3 and 4. Remember when we had that, when you were instant messaging me, Charles? I'm not going to put it out on live. Remember what we were talking about? Charles and I had an interesting conversation over instant message one time about something he dreamt. What if that wasn't a dream, Charles? If it was between 3 and 4, what if it was actually happening and you were time slipping? Yep. He said, yep. He responded to my 5 minutes with, LOL. 5 minutes. It is easy to teach you to start to meditate for 5 minutes. Whenever I go to a case and I have been working with children or I've been working with people who are gifted, the first thing I say is the key to honing your gifts and to keeping them at a level where you're not, a little ball of chaos and be uncontrollable. 5 minutes. 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. Everybody has 10 minutes in a day. And you say you don't even think you could get yourself settled in 5 minutes. Here's the thing. You have to make a conscious effort to be able to do that. What I talk about with the clients and the people that Jen, is I tell them, I don't know how to meditate. Meditating is not sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor and that's you don't need to do that, Swami. I'm not asking you to be a Swami. When I'm asking you to be in a meditative state, I am asking you to be silent. And if you're falling asleep, you're not doing it right. You should be focused on your breathing. But you should be quiet. You should hear your heart beating. And you should be focused on your breathing. Close your eyes. Some people meditate to music. That is great. That is a great way for you to relax. Binaural beats is another way for you to meditate. Putting on your beats that you have, or your earbuds, whatever you have. And I don't know how, I don't have access to binaural beats. BS. Everybody has Google. Everybody got Google. Everybody got YouTube on their phone. Google it. Put it on YouTube. Search it in the search engine on YouTube. Put your earbuds in and make a space for you and yourself. We talk about sacred space. The Akashic Records is a sacred space. There are no humans with a pulse living in the Akashic Records in the library. This is all spiritual. You need to create a little space for yourself, whether it be in your home or outside somewhere where you feel comfortable. Can be even, hey Beth, it can even be on a park bench somewhere, out of screaming kids and dogs and all that good stuff, where it's quiet. You can even meditate for 5 minutes in a cemetery. Imagine that, where it's quiet. Unless you're really in tune with the spirits, and then it gets kind of crowded. But anyhow, in a sacred space like that, if it's an extra room that you're using, what you can do is paint it, make it your room. Put peace lilies in there to neutralize the air and purify the air purifying plants. Make it soft colors. Put a bean, if you love bean bags, like the old bean bags. What was the name of that store in the mall?
Oh,
the heck was it? Pods or something was the name of the store, something like that.
Maybe. It was something weird.
You know what I'm talking about? Beanbag chairs, the big cushy chairs. If it's them, what do they call them? Boneless couches that Temu sells now. Boneless couches. Purchase one of those. Make sure that you have sunlight, or even get something that kind of mimics natural light. Make it a space that makes you feel peaceful and comfortable. That's a start. Put the do not disturb sign on the door and lock it if you got to.
Yeah, you definitely need the do not disturb sign, because that, and one of my chances of trying to do it before, I was sitting there doing my breathing, had my eyes closed, had my earbuds on, I was like off focused. And then my son came down and grabbed a hold of me and completely scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah, you got to tell everybody, warn everybody in your house. Look, this is mom. I'm taking 5 minutes. You're an adult. Feed yourself. There is food in the refrigerator. I am sure that you know how to use a microwave. If you're going somewhere, leave me a note. I'm taking 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Dad can do that too. I'm taking 5 minutes. I want to hear it. Or ship the kids off to grandma, grandpa's, ship them off to a play date for 10 minutes, whatever. And you can do this. It is that simple. Everyone with practice. I'm not saying you're going to reach the Akashic Records and you're going to reach the librarian via telepathy tomorrow night because I said so. No, that ain't going to happen.
That you'd have to work at. Everything takes work, and
yes, and form patterns and habits. Perfect. So what do you have as questions, Jen? Because I've taken up the entire show. I've just been yakking.
And I'm just like listening. As of right now, I don't have any questions because I'm just kind of like mentally taking it in and thinking about it. And one thing that did pop in my head is thinking like how you're saying with the Akashic Records and how it has like the time slip and the time difference, stuff like that. What we talked about the last show with the glitch in the Matrix. Well, now that you're bringing that up, my brain's like, okay, well, that sounds a lot like something that would have come from there. So maybe not so much as a glitch in the Matrix as it was, was she getting those downloads and time slipping and completely living another life while she was sleeping. So
yeah. Was it possible that her higher self, because remember you said she spoke to herself, right? She could hear herself in the basement. Was her higher self taking her away from a traumatic situation?
Which could be a very big possibility because she kept saying, "You're sick. You need to wake up."
Yep.
So maybe she was coming down sick with something, and that was her brain's way of, getting through a portion that probably wouldn't have been good for her had she been there, within her brain, I guess.
Yeah. That's also a possibility that she said the word sick. When we hear the word sick, we think immediately physically sick, right? What if it was just overstressed, overworked, and abused as the word sick? Sick has a lot of definitions. And it could have been possible that she was getting downloads from her higher self. And remember, we said this about the Akashic Records when we talked about 3 and 4 o'clock DNA upgrading or upcoding. Excuse me. Being shown things, getting teachings from your higher self, from your ancestors, from your guides, from your guardians, all that good stuff. What if her higher self was showing her how things could be and giving her the option of time slipping and staying there? Because remember how she felt more safe being there and she was in her actual life?
Yeah. But she said the reason she came back is because she remembered her 2 kids, and that's why she came back.
Yeah,
that's a possibility. I mean, it's things that make you go,
Yeah, things that make you go, I love that.
That's just
mind blowing.
It is. It's very mind blowing. Like you're sitting there thinking about like all the different things it could be, and I don't know. It's weird, and and Hexy's
breaking everything in the house. Oh my goodness.
I don't know if you noticed, like I keep looking off to the sides and my hands keep going this way. She's very ornery tonight, and she is knocking everything over. She's already got the hold of my foot and like dug her claws in, and now she's knocking my bottles over. I have like these decorative bottles that have like the little stickers on them, so like poison and bats' wings and stuff for Halloween and stuff like that. And she's just knocking them over.
Is she doing the thing where she's like looking at you and scooching them off the table?
Oh yeah, that whole thing. Yep. Give her little thug life glasses. She sits there and looks at you and just.
I love that. I can picture her with thug life glasses on.
She's a menace sometimes.
Hexy, be nice. Beth says I need to get better at that, taking 5 minutes. Ma'am, you sure do, and I've told you how to do it. Desiree says, good luck trying to do that here. I never have a quiet second. That's because you don't allow that quiet second to have, ma'am. Yeah, so I'm putting it all out here. I'm full of, piss and vinegar tonight. I'm just gonna let everybody have it tonight. Yeah, Miss Desiree, I just called you out on a live. You do not give yourself. You do not permit yourself to have that quiet second. You can, but you refuse to give yourself that. Start putting your foot down. Charles says, a strange thing I have is remembering dreams I had years ago. Did you ever think that, Charles, that maybe, and you remember them out of the blue, he said, do you think it's possible that the reason you are remembering these dreams again and again and again and again, like years later, is because you haven't been getting the messages that Spirit's been putting down for you? They've been knocking and knocking and knocking at your door in the spirit realm and the Akashic Records realm at 3-4 o'clock in the morning mark. And you're just not paying attention. So remember what I always said about being cheese grate or irritating? Maybe Spirit's trying to be cheese grate or irritating and telling you, dude, I've only been showing you this dream for like, I don't know, 5 years, off and on. Maybe you're going to get it this time. But are you writing down your dreams? That's it. Are you writing down your dreams and forming patterns of things?
I've got to get a journal for my side of my bed, and I've got to start doing that because my dreams, not always, but here lately, within the last, like I say, month, they have like ramped up and been very, very lucid and crazy, and just doesn't even make any sense, some of the things that go on in my dreams. But I don't know if you remember, I told you years ago, me and a group of friends went and seen a psychic, and pretty much hit, like you two, like pretty much said, like, some of the exact same things. But one of the things that she had said to me was, when she had told me, she was like, you have a gift, and she was like, and I can teach you how to use it. And she was like, but she goes, you like really like block it. And she goes, but one of your things is, she goes, you need to pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams are telling you a lot of stuff that you need to understand. So I do try to like listen and like try to remember, like, and see like what's going on, but I do need to keep better track of writing it down. But it was really weird because about 2 weeks ago, it was like a few days in a row, like every night, it was just dream after dream after dream. And I think it was the third one, she actually appeared in my dream, and I remember her screaming, you're not paying attention. You need to pay attention to your dream.
How many times have I been telling you to pay attention?
And I remember I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh. So I do need to get a book and start writing it down and trying to,
me and this psychic that you went to go see, her and I need to go have a beer, because we have been telling, both of us have been telling you, you are not trying.
Yep. But
and
I thought that was like,
nope, I don't relax, no time. Absolutely, that is not excuse, Desiree. You do have time. Period. You do have time. Everybody's got 5 minutes a day, and I don't want to hear it, and I don't want to hear any more excuses from you, ma'am. And I'm not going to have it. And here's another thing that gets me ticked off. Y'all out here thinking or trying too hard. You ever watch somebody, and this is going to sound really gross, constipated, and they're sitting there doing this, but it didn't happen.
Unfortunately, I have worked in a nursing home, so yes.
But y'all know what I mean, that
you calm down. Uh-oh, you froze. We lost you.
why? What? It Let me
There
see.
you are.
Yeah, we keep bugging in and out. It is not that hard, people. It is not that hard. You all are out here acting and giving me faces like you're trying to give birth. It is not that hard. Do you think that it's not working because you're trying way too hard? This is all about relaxation. It's the exact opposite. It is about working less. You know when they say less is more all the time?
Yes.
You're not giving birth to a 30-pound baby. Relax. It is not that difficult. It is all about being able to tap into your own abilities. Is about relaxation. It is about submitting, and surrendering. How many of you have gotten the sound lately in your ear? I'd be a rich man if I could give birth to a baby. Yes, you would. I've been remembering my dreams lately. So is that bad, or am I not meant to remember? No, everybody's meant to remember your dreams. It's not a bad thing if you don't remember. If you remember bits and pieces later on down, write them down in that dream book by your bed. How many people lately, and you can give me a thumbs up in the chat, how many people in the chat, and Jen, you could say yes. Sir, if you want to chime in, Tim, this is your opportunity. I allow this man to chime in all the time, Jen and I, and he just doesn't like to show up half the time. But that's okay. How many of us lately have heard an intermittent low droning sound? It'll start and then it'll go lower, lower. It's a and it just stays there. Don't ever hire me to sing because you won't. But it's because I sound horrible. But it's that droning sound. How many people? Jen, have you heard it?
Yep.
Charles, have you heard it? Desiree, Beth, Sherry. How many people have heard that? It was intermittent. It happens when you are relaxed. There you go. Sometimes mine, Beth, there she goes, high pitch, and then it goes, You know what you're tapping into? The Schumann resonance. Look it up. The earth itself has its own resonant sound or vibration. And when shit's about to pop off, it makes a noise. And you may actually hear it. My ear is always ringing from various things. So it's hard to tell. Sometimes it's kind of like a sudden loud burst. Yeah. That is you being relaxed and tuning into vibrations from the earth. The Schumann resonance is a warning signal. It is.
I get it from time to time.
We need to talk about that later. Sir, howdy, sir. Look at that. He popped in. Howdy.
Howdy. No, I had to put my bullets back in my weapon. Sorry.
Please don't. We don't want to see none of that on air. No,
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Not. But you've heard the old saying: if you listen hard enough, you can hear Mother Earth talk.
There you go. Schumann resonance. There you go. Yes.
Right? So you get the energy from Mother Earth if you hear it.
Yes.
If you listen hard enough. Also, you know this very well, Buffy and Jim. And I know some of you out there in this audience have heard it as well. Have you heard of grounding?
I talk about it all the time.
Absolutely, you do. You do. So try grounding. See if that won't help you. Okay?
I do that.
Yeah. And it helps too,
Every day.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because you're taking Mother Earth's energy,
Mm-hmm.
she's feeding you.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
She's taking away all that negativity that's in your body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she's revitalizing you,
Mhm.
turning it into positive.
Mm-hmm. And that's
That's
a
a
good
good
way
thing.
of reducing stress.
Absolutely.
While you're sick all the time and you don't feel good all the time, have you earth walked lately? Have you been
Stressful
around a
for
lot
you.
of disturbing people because you had to, because you got to earn a paycheck?
Every
That's why.
day.
Listen, that's why I ground every day.
Absolutely.
The crazy people I
Absolutely.
work with on a daily basis.
And
Uh,
you have to. You know, I get my stress relievers, believe it or not, I do get up at 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning because I have to be at work very early.
right.
Okay. That's part of my job. But I love my job. So I don't let it stress me out. Correct. In
Mm-hmm.
the evening, when I come home, guess where I go? I take 30 minutes to an hour to come into my music room and I
Outside.
do my music.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But that's my stress reliever.
Yeah.
So that also helps me to cope with everyday things that I might encounter out here.
Mm-hmm.
So music has always been part of my life, and it's also been my stress reliever. Some people have other things that they fall back on, but
Mm-hmm.
being in tune with Mother Earth, being in tune with nature, being in tune with
Mm-hmm.
my music, that
Mm-hmm.
is how I relieve my stress. And
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not, you can always take 5 minutes to yourself. Even if you're going to a grocery store,
Thank
you
you.
can spend 5 minutes in your car listening to a talk show, listening to music. Find you a nice song and listen
Mm-hmm.
to it, even if it's repetitive. You can do with it.
Just tell that end that sentence with Desiree.
No, I'm not picking on you, Desiree. I love you. Love all of my people out there. Everybody, Beth, JoJo, everybody. And
Yeah.
you know good and well that you can always call me, Buffy, Jen,
Mm,
everybody. We're always available for you. Okay. And the advice that we do give you is 100%. All right. Is 100%.
absolutely.
We don't steer you wrong. We never will. And that's one thing that PT does not do. And as you know, that we've been
Yes.
with these shows for a long time. And Corner Cauldron, which is Winging It, Paranormal Talk 2, which, is on the back burner right now, but it will eventually come back out.
Yeah.
Uh, but in the meantime, you're watching me behind the scenes. So until that resurrects itself, this is what you're getting now. So
Yeah.
we've always been honest with our people, and we
Uh-huh.
will continue on being honest. And sometimes we might be a little harsh, right?
He's pointing the finger at me. Sorry.
No, I'm not. You know I can be that way too, Buffy.
Yeah.
Jen, you know that. You know I can scold a little bit, but it's for your own good. We
It
don't
is.
want to see anyone fall by the wayside, and
Yeah.
that's that's it. Yeah.
And for those of us who are very religious, what they say, God helps those who helps themselves.
Well, exactly. And and God, great creator,
Yep.
Jehovah, whatever you want to call him, he goes by many names, correct?
Yep.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Be you.
Mm-hmm.
You be you.
Mm-hmm. Honesty is the best policy. I don't want you to pull punches with me. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's bad.
Absolutely.
Baffles me.
And we
God.
and we never will. And we never will.
I'm sure my neighbors would always appreciate my stress relief as my favorite amp is really loud. Well, we all know that Charles loves playing music and he's a great guitar player. He is the one who I was toting who I was talking about the album that he made. if only words could say, him and his friend. And he says that I'm sure my neighbors don't always appreciate my stress relief, as my favorite amp is loud. Well,
Well,
music
Charles,
soothes
you and
him.
I would get along just really, really great then, because I have electric drums that are set up to, you wouldn't believe the amplifier and the speakers that I have.
There you
Uh,
go.
Systems. I'm into the acoustics, the electrics. I'm into the woodwinds. I do the Native American flutes and all of that stuff. But I do come from a music background.
Yes, he
My
does.
family has always done music, and they've always toured. And I'm very proud of who I am, where I come from, and and music is what calms our souls, and
Mhm.
and that's just who we are, and that's what we do. That's what we practice.
Mhm. There you go. See? And the best part about Tim's all of his drums, he has earth drums. So he's very connected to his native heritage. The Native Americans were always talking about your connection with Inamaka, Mother Earth, your connection with Grandfather Sky, or Grandmother Sky, Sister Water. We're all connected. The pentagram or the pentacle, right? The
As you can
elements.
see, my earth drum here.
There you go.
When I play that earth drum,
Yeah.
you always point it towards Mother Earth, so the vibrations will always come back through you. And
Right.
believe me, the vibration sometimes hurts so bad that you want to put it down, but you don't do that. You want to continue on playing, because that's song to Mother Earth, and she's talking to you.
Yeah.
So,
The pentacles, the elements: earth, air, fire, water, and the center is spirit. That spirit comes from you. Everything is connected. So you are also connected to the Akashic Records. You just got to try. Yeah, we're not telling you again to birth a 30-pound baby. Okay, it's not that difficult. Okay, stop, people. It's all about relaxation. I mean, Jen, I'm sure that there are times that you get you try to get as relaxed as possible. Let's put it that way. And
I do. I try. And like I said, I have tried meditating. I don't know if that's something maybe that I should like work with somebody else who is like more understanding of it, to like kind of like teach me and like walk me through it. But as for like grounding, I do a lot of that. I love being outside. I love, having my bare feet just in the grass, on the ground. I just water. I all that outside stuff. I love just taking that time. When I'm at the beach, I want to stand with my feet in the water, and I just want the waves to hit me and then take me out, and just take that stand with it and let me sink lower and lower. And I could stand there forever doing that and just letting it just take everything away. And, outside, I'm always outside in my bare feet until I absolutely can't do it anymore because it's too cold. And that makes me feel more at peace with myself.
Then that's your form of meditation. You don't have to sit crisscross applesauce or sit in a silent room. Music, anything that gets you to relax and feel at peace. Maybe it's being at the ocean. Maybe it's sitting at a park bench out in nature. Like Jen said, walking barefoot. Being outside. It seems like being outside is your jam. You are just an outdoorsy person, and you connect with nature, and that's what your soul craves, is being outside. Now, do you get depressed during the winter? Do you get the winter blues?
It depends. Sometimes I can, I'll start getting to the point where, I'll start telling Bruce, like, I really want to be, you know, I would have liked to take a trip to the beach and get, yeah, not that I can get in the water because it's cold, but I will start telling him, like, I miss that. Like, I need that. Like, I know to tell him when I'm feeling like I need that in my life. And it's, you know, but I'm not big on the cold. So if it gets snow outside, that's not my jam. So I'll sit inside and look at it through the window.
Right.
But I mean, if it, and that's not true. The snow that we've been having has been like that wet, slushy stuff that just is not nice. So if we got snow like we used to, and we had like the white, fluffy stuff that laid down, and then that was it, I would go outside and walk through the snow and, you know, do snow activities. You know, we have a 4-wheeler. I'd ride that through the snow and stuff like that and make a snowman. But we don't get that anymore here. We get that slushy stuff that's just bleh.
Well, it's hard. First of all, it's hard to shovel. Turns into ice immediately. So then you have more car wrecks. I mean, I've always said the snow's pretty to look at as long as you don't have to shovel it. That's my theory. And I don't, beyond popular belief, I don't like being frozen. I'm a middle of the road kind of girl. I don't like being frozen, and I certainly as hell don't like to be feel like I'm, you know, standing in front of Satan's butthole as he's blowing a fart, and I'm in, you know, direct target where it's hot as Hades and Satan's furnace. Because my theory is the more you can't take, once you get down to your nakedness, you can't take no more clothes off. I mean, you know, but
I can keep putting clothes on, so I can take the cold better than I can the hot. You're right. We can only take off so much.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. So I'm in the middle of the road kind of girl. Spring and fall are my favorite times of year. But I'm like the nature girl. I like bonfires. I love crunching leaves. I am infatuated with the smell of burning leaves. I can smell a bonfire or a fire pit from 1,000 yards away. And I just love that smell. Same with spring. I love the smell of a spring rain. And I love the smell of freshly cut grass. I don't know what it is. But freshly cut grass.
I'm not so much a grass person, but I mean, that could also be because I got allergies. So as soon as I smell that grass, that's it. It's over with. But no, if I could get the weather all year round where I'm just jeans and a hoodie, I'm golden. That's me.
Yeah. That's, and forms of relaxation or meditation don't always have to be, like we said, sit and crisscross applesauce. You can find relaxation by listening to music and just getting lost in the music. You know what we mean by getting lost into the music, right? Or if you're out at the beach, or if you're out just taking a walk in your bare feet and you're out in just nature in the sunshine, just sitting and having that warmth just hit your face. Outside, nothing doing, you know, and you are at peace with yourself and you feel relaxed almost to the point where you can fall asleep, but not quite. That's what we mean by meditation. That's meditation, honey. If you're asleep, you did it wrong. Because you should be focused on your breathing and your heartbeat. There are many forms of meditation that don't include, you know, everybody thinks sitting like a swami, you know, the Om Padi Madi Mani. No, that's not for everybody. Some people, yes, not for everybody. But trying to get to or access the Akashic Records, stop being so uptight. Okay? Those jaded things that you've been taught about it not existing, toss those to the window. Okay? and just relax and see what happens. All right. So you know what? I'm going to give you guys homework. How do you think about that, Jen? Giving them homework.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So what we're going to do is, because this is work week and this is Monday, we're not going to do it because we all got to get up, 5 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever clock in the mornings, we got to get up. And Halloween is on a Friday. So let's say between Saturday and Sunday, from Saturday night into Sunday morning. All right. Before you go to bed, I want you to take 5 minutes and sit on the edge of that bed or do what you have to do to meditate for 5 minutes. And I want you to tell your higher self, your spirit guides, great creator, whoever, right? While you are in your relaxed state. And sometimes it requires taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Relax. Drop the shoulders. Let the backbone slip. We're going to be calm about this. And we are not going to strain. Because then you'll bust the blood vessel. I want you to take those 3 deep breaths. Get in your meditative state. And surrender. Say, I am willing to listen to what my higher self, my spirit guides, even if it's the extraterrestrials, other beings have to say to me. I am willing to accept my genetic DNA upcodes. Just submit and say, I'm willing. I will not fight it. I am willing. Go to sleep. Guaranteed you'll be waking up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and don't fight it. Don't get mad and roll over and try and fall asleep. If you wake up, the first thing you need to do is put your hand on your heart. Center all your energy into your heart chakra and here. Open this up. This is your third eye. Open it up. You can also do it with your crown chakra. Take the 3 deep breaths and in a whisper, say, I am listening. And I am willing to accept. What do you have to tell me? Those times when the Akashic Records, when the spirit realm is descending on you at that 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, all it's asking you is to come sit with me. I have something to tell you. Let's sit and talk. It's like having a conversation with yourself, with your future self, with your past self, with your higher self, or with a spirit guide that you have never even met, that's never even walked this plane of existence. It could even be an ET. Understand, because they're there to give you a message. They have these Akashic Records have your best interest in hand. They are willing to teach you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent of where you've been, where you're going, and where you're at right now. That is a record of every person, place, thing, emotional state, your past life, your future life, your journey, your spirit guides, your generational traumas, curses, soul contracts that you've had. It has it all. And it is willing to teach you. You have to access it and learn. And I want to come in here on the next Witches Wingin It. So they've got what, Jen, 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
You've got 2 weeks to do this. Next Witches Wingin It. I'm going to see all of you in here and telling Jen and I what happened with your experiment. Was it trippy? Or did you not relax enough? Sound like a plan, Jen?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to do it too. I'm going to try it.
Okie dokies. And go to the dollar store. Buy a $1.25 copy. It's not a dollar store anymore. $1.25 copybook. $1.75 if you are
Don't forget
pay
that
taxes.
quarter.
Yeah. And get a copybook. Just put it by your bed. If you have a drawer in your nightstand, put it in that drawer with a pen. And anytime you wake up and you remember something, or wow, that was a really weird dream, 5 minutes, take it down, write it down. The date, and if you remember the time, okay. If not, okay, whatever. But write it down, what you remember. Don't try and understand it now. And you'll keep seeing patterns. And then these patterns will start making sense. And these patterns will become a story of what your Akashic Records are trying to say to you. And Charles is saying, wake up. We were trying to tell you we're here all the time. Is that Hexie? I can hear her in the background.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's making me nervous because I can see in her face she's got something on her mind, and I'm like waiting for her to do something crazy.
She's got the devil look. The devil look.
She does. Like I don't know what, because she wasn't given any catnip, but she is like.
She's got the zoomies.
She's got something.
You know, Maven's been like that for the past 3 days too. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's how she's been. And I keep asking her, I'm like, who gave her catnip? And everybody's like, nobody gave her catnip. And I'm like, as soon as I walked in the door when I got home from work, she was like zooming around, and she was jumping from the floor to the couch, running all the way around behind the couch, then jumping down, jumped over we have a case of water sitting there, and Bruce has like the hole in the center where he was pulling them out.
Yeah.
Into the case of the water, in there, turning around. I'm like, what is she doing? And then as soon as I come up here for the show, she's right behind me, and she's like, what are we doing? What's going on? And now she's like, she's looking like she sees something, and she's following it around the room, and then she's
asked her if she sees spirit.
Probably.
Maven's been doing the same thing. We've had to hide. We buy the Econo pack of toilet paper so that we don't have to, go to the store and buy it. We have it for however long. And Maven has this thing where if you tear a hole in the plastic to get a roll out, that's free range. That means I can go inside the bag and you will not be able to find me for hours.
Sorry.
You can call me. You won't know where I am. Is that her?
I heard her into something, so I went, and that's when I jumped off the camera real quick. She's trying to turn she has one of those small self-waterers. She's trying to knock it over.
Girl.
And I just filled it, so she's trying to dump all that water on my floor.
You named her right. It is Hexie. She is hexable. Hexie.
Cut it out. Come on.
Cut it out.
Stop.
Anybody have any questions? I'm gonna play the Jeopardy music. Anybody got any questions?
Take questions for 500.
Yeah, I will take questions. I will take Akashic Records for 600. Ken. I don't see anybody having any questions. Okay, live chat. We're going back to the live chat. I am no longer replying to Charles. Okay. Anybody, anything? Da-da-da-da-da-da. I saw a shiny. Did someone say something? Oh, Jesus. Squirrel. I love homework. Beth says she loves homework.
Stop it.
Desiree says, I know it's asking for trouble, but the last time I relaxed and meditated was alone at night in a cemetery. Girl, if that's what you got to do to meditate, do it. But I've given you multiple chances. I've given you 11 chances, ma'am. Desiree. Oh, wow. Now she's trying to knock the computer over.
Ouch.
You went like this. I saw it. You.
She's grabbing a hold of my foot, and she's digging her claws in, and then she's kicking her back feet, but she's not kicking them at me. She's kicking them out this way, which is hitting the camera. I'm waiting for the camera to just like.
All I saw was this. Ooh. You were making me motion sick for a minute. I saw you going like this, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This ain't good. This is not going to be good. Trying to keep my cookies down. Jen, do you have any questions?
How do you stop a cat?
How do you stop a cat? By not having one.
So I'm sorry. What was the question?
This is how the show. You asked the question, wasn't me. You said, "How do you stop a cat?" And I said, "By not having one." Yeah. This is how the show goes, people. We get punchy. This is why I love doing this show with Jen, because it's exactly like being with Bro. Same attitude, same sass, same everything. Love it. Other than how to stop a cat, any questions?
I don't think I have any that's gonna stump you on this subject, and it's very like trippy, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that I'm gonna look into more and just kind of like, see what else I can find on it, because it definitely, like I said, once you started talking about it and then thinking about our story last episode,
that's why I did it.
Yeah, there's a lot of, so it definitely,
there's a lot of meshing in with that.
There's two rabbit holes became one.
Yes.
And now
it's not a hole, it's a crater. It's
a
crater.
Definitely something.
We like making craters, Jen and I.
Yeah, so I definitely want to look into that a little bit more, because that's definitely piques my interest.
All right. Well, you got anything going on this week since it's Halloween other than just handing out candies?
No, that's pretty much it. Just handing out candy on Friday, and that's it. Just don't have kids to walk around anymore. So
I know that's
and my kids don't have kids, so I don't get to walk grandkids around. So it's like I'm just handing out candy. Sam will be 28 tomorrow. It's her birthday. So,
happy birthday, Sam.
So we'll probably go over and see her and drop off some stuff to her. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Oh my goodness. Happy birthday, Sam. Make sure you tell her I said happy birthdays. Happy to birthdays.
I absolutely will.
And I'm trying to read some of the questions here. No questions here. I'm going to be doing my same Samhain celebration for myself. Making dinner and setting the plate for my relatives, from my ancestors, making sure that they know that I know that they are more than welcome to come sit at my table. I will probably be casting circle once my work is done and I've got everybody done and out of the house, and just celebrating my Scotch-Irish heritage and celebrating Samhain. So, yeah. That's the way it's going to be. You got anything else, Jen?
No, that's I think that's it for tonight.
Okay.
I'm digging around for some stuff for our next show.
Yeah.
So once I get a lead on what I'm looking at, I'll send it over your way.
You'll get to pay me back. You'll get to pay me back because I'm monopolized tonight with the.
But it was a good subject, and it wasn't something that I was well known about. I don't know much about it. So it was definitely a good learning piece for me, as well as everyone else. I don't know, how much everybody else knows about it, but definitely put a lot in my brain to think about, and start kind of going through it, and I'm going to do my homework and see what happens, and maybe I can get my dreams to stop yelling at me.
Your dreams to stop yelling at you? Yeah. Maybe if you go
stop
get
yelling
that
at me to pay attention.
Stop yelling at you.
So
Jen, are you home, Jen?
Yeah,
what they're
that's
gonna be saying.
what I hear throughout the night. That's how I get woken up. So, and I think it might be. I don't know if it's more spirits or if it's just the ones that I have here in the house. But we I mean we are kind of like in a dysfunctional mess at the moment. We've kind of taken everything down and we've been repainting rooms, and so I don't have anything downstairs on the wall anymore. So we had to take down the gun. So the gun is up here with all the old saws, and I think it might have stirred some stuff around.
So do you think he's pissed off because it's not where it should be?
I feel like it's a lot, I think, because normally we don't have too many issues. Like it's usually very calm. We have things that happen once in a blue moon, but we've just been having a lot of stuff going on. And like the other night, Hexie was up here in this room, and she flew down those stairs at about 100 miles an hour and came up to the back of the couch. And then she went down on the floor, and she was just steady staring up the stairs at this room, and like she didn't want any parts of it. And then I came home the other day, and Bruce said, I think something happened during the day. He's like, I don't know what happened. He goes, I went through the cameras. He goes, I didn't catch anything, but whatever happened must have happened downstairs, because Hexie would not come downstairs to save anyone's life. Like she was up here in this room. She would not come out. And then finally, like after dinner time, I think we finally got her to like come to the top of the stairs, but she still wouldn't come downstairs. And if you picked her up and brought her downstairs, right down and right back up she went. And she would just sit there and stare at you. She wanted no parts of downstairs. So I don't know what happened while we were at work.
Poor baby.
Poor
baby.
I don't know. I keep telling them, just bear with me. We just got to finish painting and I'll get everything back. But
everything will be back up to where it was. They've got to understand. And maybe that's why Hexie's been going nuts lately.
It very well could be. And like I said the other night, like I was sleeping and it was like, I don't know, probably between like the 3 and 4 o'clock time. And I mean, I woke straight up out of a sleep, and it was a man, and he was Jennifer. I came right up out of bed, and I was like, "What?" I'm like sitting there, like looking around, and I'm like looking at Bruce, and he's knocked out, and I was like, "Oh," and that's all I keep saying is, "I will get the house back, and everything will be back in its place soon." I was like, "You just got to bear with me." Like I don't know what else to tell him.
You can be forceful with him and just say, "Knock it the hell off."
Yeah, I do sometimes, but like I think sometimes like when it's at night and it wakes me up like that, like it just takes me so off guard, because I'm like, I start questioning myself. I'm like, is it spirit? Did somebody break in my house? I don't know what's going on right now. Like, let me wake up and like get my bearings together.
Right. Crazy. Well, hopefully it'll settle down with him once his gun is back up and where it should be.
Yeah.
The house has been settled. But any hoodles, you know what? Don't forget, next Monday is going to be Jim and I, Bro and I, with our corner cauldron. Don't know what we're going to talk about yet. Haven't come up with an idea. So maybe we'll wing it like we do on Witches Wingin' It. Same bat time, same bat channel.
He always gets good stuff though, and he always has good questions.
It is, and I love his goblets of knowledge. They help a lot. You got anything else to say, ma'am?
Nope, that's it. I just hope everybody has a great week, and I hope everybody enjoys their Halloween. And that's it. Until we see you our next show, and hopefully I'll have something to wow all you guys.
Oh my goodness, mind blown. I can't wait. You always get me though with stuff. You always keep me thinking, and I'm like, you ask this off the cuff questions like, I don't know.
Now, see, that's usually the conversation I have with myself. Now, imagine I'm asking myself that question, and I'm like, I really don't know.
I really don't know. Yep, I'm the same way. Well, everybody, it has been another successful show. Jen, we've been on for an hour and a half. Happy Halloween to everyone.
Halloween.
It is coming this Friday. Please be safe. Those of you who are going to be outside, please, it's on a work day, right? Please be careful. Don't go speed demoning through neighborhoods to get to your house. Be mindful that there are little ones that are out with their parents. They're just trying to have a good time. Be safe. Have your parents check your candy. And don't, be mindful of little kids darting in and out of traffic. You may not be able to see them. And they certainly can't see you in half those costumes they got on. Just be mindful and be careful and be safe. To those who are celebrating with me and our pagan traditions of Samhain, blessed Samhain to all of us. May we all get the answers from our ancestors and get visited by our loved ones who have not forgotten us, and we have not forgotten them. All right. As I always say, love, peace, and chicken grease, y'all. Keep it witchy. Bye.
Bye, everyone.